How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Black queens, kings, gods and goddesses, brothers and sisters. Under the City Lights with Eddie Dynamite, we did a little recording. You guys probably got a hold to it, but what we want to do is take you beyond Shambhala, which is the capital of Agatha. But we spoke on a lot of the different subjects, and we asked that our brothers and sisters to show themselves approved by studying. Remember, we did Is the White Man Really 4,000 years old? We took you through the 1.5 million ice age and how it started receiving 10,000 years ago and 5,000 years ago, how it washed away the certain minerals in the glacier country, which would show Russia, Ireland, Paris, Germany, and all of that. We wrote that down. You can go back and look at the clips and stuff like that on how we just did it. That was what, 4 or 5 days ago. Then I did another one 3 days ago, breaking down to you guys about some of the subjects that we'll be dealing with on the next one on Shambhala and Agatha. But this one here is, we're going to do one on Christianity, but I'm just going to give you a brief look at how we're going to look at Christianity and what you're going to be told if you say you got Muslims, Jewish people, Jehovah's Witnesses, even Hinduism in your family, Muslims and all of that. And, the Muslims, the Christians, and also a lot of, especially the Jewish religion, because they're the biggest deceivers. Especially Catholic Church during the Papal Inquisition, when they killed 80 million people to convert them to Christianity and stuff like that. We'll get into that because we're going to do one on Christianity, but just a brief touch up. I just want to tell you guys that you're going to have some issues with if you got Muslims in your family, you got Christians in your family, you got Jewish people in your family, religion. They talk about Adonai. That's their God because Jehovah is too holy for them to pronounce, so they call him Adonai. Christians call him Jesus is God. The Muslims speaking on Allah. And so you're going to have issues with what we're speaking on Under the City Lights with Eddie Dynamite and Universal Conscious Awareness. We want you to be aware and study yourself approved unto what you call your Lord, if that's what you want to call him, or if you want to worship somebody outside of yourself. So it will be your Lord and not the law of the universe, because Lord means law. So we get into that later. But then they talking about the earth is only 6,000 years old. But after they been seen all across this earth, I'm talking about your preachers, your pastors, your apostles, and all that, who have done some traveling, who really know the truth, who's pimping all y'all, whether they Jewish pastors, or whether they Muslims, ministers, or whether they Christian apostles or pastors, or whatever they want to call themselves, Pastor Jenny, Pastor T.D. Jakes, and all of these niggas who running around here talking this and talking that about the Bible and all of this, who know that it's not real and have not done their study, but then come to me or come to Under the City Lights with Eddie Dynamite, Universal Conscious Awareness. We'll talk to you about how this here really go. Yeah, you could tell Pastor Jenny to put your Bible down. T.D. Jakes, put your Bible down. Minister this, put your Bible down. Let's deal with truth. Let's deal with science. Let's deal with metaphysics. Let's not deal with this white man's religion about a cracker sitting in heaven with blue eyes, long hair, with a white robe, and sent a cracker named Jesus down to earth to save the souls for all the people on earth, even the people that wasn't born yet, and even the people that was born way millions and billions of years before he was born. So let's get, we're going to study all that. We're going to get into all that. But right now, what I want to tell you is that when you go around the world and you look, and they do the carbon copies on the pyramids, on the Sphinx, which is 36,000 years old, they say. And then you got other sites of different structures, infrastructures that our ancestors did, you know, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90,000 years ago. You see bones of people 3 million years ago, but yet still, you still want to believe that the earth is only 6,000 years old. I mean, how stupid can you be? Now, you have to agree to disagree at one time, and you have to disagree to agree at one time. So when I was young, yeah, I agreed with the cracker with the white robe on, sitting on the throne in what they call heaven. And his son was Jesus, and he died for my sins. And when I was a Muslim, I've agreed that Allah exists. But right now, I'm disagreeing with what I have studied. Now, you cannot mix religion with spirituality. You can't mix science with metaphysics, because metaphysics is dealing with the universal science. This science, they're dealing just with the physical science right here on Earth and the metrics and the holograms that they're dealing with right now. So we're going to bypass that. We're going to get into that when we get into the story of Christianity and how people has been tricked, and all these pastors who running around here lying, pimping y'all. And you're going to have issues with that, because your family is going to say, well, you're not the enlightened ones. You've been tricked by Satan. Yeah, who is Satan? Let's find that out. We'll find that out during the subject of Christianity, not in Agatha and Shambhala, because we're going to show you how that was made, because that's where we are on the 5th section of that, because we already did 4. And then we're going to go to Moses up on the mountain, talking about that they worship Jehovah. That's Abraham, Moses, Jacob, Isaac, and all of them who worshiped Jehovah. But then in Egypt, you had Amun-Ra. But the real names of these people that they called Jehovah, which is Enel, who played Jehovah, but sent his son to go talk to Moses, that was Ninurta, Ninurta. You got to look these names up. Enel is spelled Enlil. So during this time was the Pyramid War up in Egypt. And when Moses was sent to let my people go to this particular Pharaoh, which was his half brother, and we're not going to get into the basket and being floated. His mama sent him over there in the basket and all of that. They called him Moses, which means to cross over the water. That's what that means. But we'll get into the details of this stuff. But then you have to understand that the burning bush, which was the communication device, that's why they were talking to each other. Take off your shoes, you're on holy ground. And he's talking to him through a burning bush. This communication device looked like a bush because it was made of light, and they communicate the technology back then that these different Anunnakis, extraterrestrials, or whatever you want to call them, aliens, they had technology that was way, way, way beyond our technology today. There are millions and billions of years ahead of our technology. We really ain't got shit compared to the technology. So what we want to do is just give you a brief rundown on how we're going to do this on Agatha. This is going to be one of the subjects after Agatha, including reincarnation and carnation, reincarnation and carnation. Remember, those are totally two different subjects. Well, we're going to deal with epigenetics and all of that, and we're going to break it down. We're gonna tie this into a study subject when it comes to studying and showing yourself approved. And when you start looking at the Pyramid War during this time, it was uh, when Moses did go to Pharaoh, and the ones that released the plagues on Egypt. Remember, Egypt was worshiping Amun Ra. That's Marduk. That's Enki's son. And don't forget that that Nitron is the son of Enel. These two brothers, they have been warned since they came here to Earth, and you already know the story because we already broke it down to you on how they came here to save their planet and stuff like this over 500,000 years ago. We also believe it was way longer than that. They still blowing smoke up our ass about that shit. This white folks. These white folks is doing this. So what we want to do is just show how the Pyramid Wars was happening during this same time that Abraham and Moses and all of this, and how Moses went to the mountain to go to Pharaoh to free the children of Israel. Marduk was already locked up in the pyramid by Inanna, which was one of the goddesses, and her brother or cousin, which was Enel's son, Naturla. You can pronounce his name so many ways, but I spell it out for you: Ninurta. So we're going to get into all of that and how the Pyramid Wars was happening during that time, and the reason why that that the people that worship Amun Ra, which was Marduk during that time, how they lost that battle. That was just another Pyramid War that wasn't mentioned in the Bible. And then we're going to go to, during that time, during in Egypt, the worship of Jehovah, and how Abraham and Moses was of the clan of Enki, and how the Pharaoh that had the plagues on him was under the clan or the tribe Amun Ra. So I just wanted to give you guys a brief introduction on how to kind of go into the Bible and read a little bit more clearer with the understanding that none of this shit is true. Ain't no human beings, no 6,000 years old. God ain't created and said poof, and the earth appeared and the stars appear. We don't believe in that particular religious God stuff. That you got a man, a white boy, up there in a suit, a long robe, talking about poof, and my word is my bond, and all of a sudden you created a goddamn star. We ain't going for that. We don't do that here. We're not religious people. We are spiritual people. We're people that deals with the truth, and and that's what we're going to bring you. We're going to bring you the truth. We're not going to bring you this fairy tale. Michael Jackson even said, talking about a mystery God, and that's all this shit is. It's mystery shit. Because white supremacy, the inferior white man, wants to be superior, and he's inferior. So we're gonna take this to a close because I don't mean to do a whole bunch of talking because it's just an introduction on Christianity and what we're gonna do. But we're gonna do what we said we're gonna do first, and that's speaking about Shambhala and Agartha under the city lights with Etiquette Dynamite. So we're gonna bring you some real heavy shit. Forget about what your grandmother believe in, your grandfather believe in, what your church believe in. We challenge all that shit right here on our podcast. And if they want to do a debate, yeah, we don't go by your Bible. We don't go by your Quran. We don't recognize your God as being a God of the universe. So you can't bring us no religion. You can't bring us no Bible and say, well, it says right here in the Quran and Surah such and such, such and such. Or it says right here in Matthew. It says right here in John. It says right here in Luke, where Ezekiel said this, Isaiah said that. But we ain't going for that shit. They wrote that shit. We're going to tell you what we believe. That we're gods. And that none of that shit that they talking about and who they are. Jewish people, the chosen children of God. The war that's over there right now in Israel between the Palestinians. Elijah Muhammad said that they both imposters. They ain't number white people pretending that they're black people. The earth was black at one time. We told you that. All black people, even in Russia, even in Germany, even in Asia, one race on earth that was black people. So where all you fucking Packerwoods coming from, being the chosen children of God, being Arabs, we gonna filter through all of that and we're gonna show you guys the truth on who they really are. They only been here for 4,000 years and who they really are after they came out the Iron Stage. We're going to deal with the Jacob and the Yahoo story and all that is called now. And we got his last name, Yahoo Kern. Peace and blessing to y'all. I'm out of here.